Hey, what's going on? It's Brian here, just hanging out in Vancouver in the backyard. And I'm shooting this video because I want to share a concept with you. And I don't think I've ever heard of this concept explained anywhere else. Okay, so before actually explaining the concept, I want to kind of illustrate a scenario or kind of paint a picture. All right, so imagine having the ability to just go into your garage at any given time, and you get to pick up a couple tools, and then you get to start building this robot. Okay, so a harvester, if you may. So this little robot or this harvester, once you finish building this little robot, you get to send it out into the world, and it will start harvesting. All right, and what does it harvest? It harvests money for you. All right, so it harvests money from out in the world, and it brings it back home, and it just comes back into your house and just lays it on the counter for you. All right, so you are not restricted to making just one or two or three of these harvesters. Imagine having the ability to create as many of these little harvesters as you want. You can go into your garage at any given time, and if you want to make, let's say, 15 of them in one day, then you spend your entire day, 20 hours. Boom, just build them and just build them out. All right, so you get to send as many of these out as you want, and of course, if you build more, then you get to harvest more money from out in the world, and they're just gonna bring them back and put it right onto your counter. Sounds pretty nice, right? So you're probably wondering, what the hell are you talking about right now? Well, so now I'm going to explain to you the concept. And this concept is called do tasks and create tasks. So what are do tasks? Well, the three different, I guess you can say, characteristics of a do task is that it is immediate, it is important. However, a do task is low leverage. All right, so immediate, important, but low leverage. So on the other hand of the spectrum, we have create tasks. So create tasks, on the other hand, they are not immediate, they are important, but they are high leverage. All right, so they are not immediate, they are important, and they are high leverage. Okay, so let's go back to do tasks. What are examples of do tasks? Do tasks are, let's say, you go get a job at Starbucks and you hand out coffees for 7.5 hours a day. Okay, that is an example of having do tasks, okay, or doing do tasks. Or you wake up and you go to the backyard and you dig a ditch, or you get a job mowing someone's lawn. All right, or even you get a job as a construction person, and then you go build something and you call it a day. Those are do tasks. So if you think about it, it's kind of like a job. They are immediate because, well, you got to go do them. You got to go do the job, or else, you're going to suffer the consequences of, let's say, not being able to eat or not being able to pay the rent. All right, they are important because, well, you got to do them. But they are low leverage because once you do it, you get paid. That's it. So on the other hand of the spectrum, we have create tasks, right? So this is when it gets interesting. They are not immediate, meaning that it's not something that you will be forced to go do. All right, they're not something that you wake up and you're like, oh, I have to do this thing, or else the world is gonna collapse, or the sky is gonna fall down, or I'm gonna go without my house. I'm gonna be kicked out of my house or something. All right, so they are not immediate. However, they're important. Okay, they're important, and they are high leverage. High leverage. Okay, so what am I talking about here? All right, so this is when it gets interesting. Create tasks that I do are things like writing a blog post, shooting a video kind of like this, all right, or even creating a piece of content, or just creating an information-based product. So this is when it gets interesting. I think I've said that a couple times already, but it gets more interesting. Create tasks are the equivalent of being able to to build your own little robot harvester. All right, they are literally the equivalent of it. So you're saying to yourself right now, how does that work? How does a blog post, go out into the world to harvest money? Well, in this sense, it doesn't exactly go out to harvest money per se. However, it harvests attention from the world. And if you can think about it, you can always turn attention into money. All right, you can always turn attention into money. And if you think about it, you are not restricted to writing only 1 or 2 blog posts. Do you need money to write blog posts? Do you need money to shoot videos like this? Yeah, maybe to get yourself set up, but no, you can shoot these videos all day. You can write these blog posts all day. All right, so if you think about that, create tasks are tasks that can basically get you passive benefits over and over and over. Because if I shoot a video, if I create a system, if I do something that builds a foundation, I get to experience the rewards of this foundation, this system, or this whatever it is over and over, day after day after day, year after year, maybe even decades. Okay, so I guess what I'm trying to say here is you get the choice to do tasks and create tasks. You always have the choice when you wake up. However, most people will go for do tasks because remember, do tasks are immediate tasks. You kind of have to do them. However, by the end of the day, after you're done with all the do tasks, how likely is it for you to have enough attention or brain capacity or mental bandwidth left for you to go ahead and do the create task? Not very likely. All right, so what you want to do is, when you don't want to get too woo-woo on you, but when you get the chance, all right, between the choice of doing do tasks and create tasks, always choose to do the create task first. Do the create task first, because do tasks will handle themselves. You have to do them. All right, so again, if you do create tasks, you get to receive the benefits of create tasks over and over and over. And in this case, if we're talking about creating videos or writing content or writing blog posts, then you get the residual benefit of getting the attention from the world. And with that attention, you get to turn it into income. You get to turn it into some sort of money. You can sell advertising. You can do this and that. AdSense with Google, AdSense with your blog and your websites. Okay, so that is pretty much it, and I hope this concept is a little bit enlightening, I should say. All right, and I hope you take this into consideration and do create tasks over do tasks.